Hi, this is Mrs. M. I'm going to be reading Marvin Redpost, Chapter 4. Chapter 4. Things got worse and worse. He did poorly in school. He always used to be one of the first persons done. Now there were times when he didn't even finish. He didn't care. Stuart and Nick had told him that he was still their friend, but not just their best friend. But even that wasn't true. "Why don't I ever see Stuart around anymore?" his mother asked. "I hate him," said Marvin. "How about Nick?" "I hate him too." Every day after school, he and Lindsay played Mommy and Daddy or Doggy, except for when Lindsay had friends over. He thought about challenging Clarence to a fight. If Marvin won, then he didn't pick his nose. If Clarence won, then he did pick his nose. But Clarence was the toughest kid in his class, and there was no way Marvin could win. "Look out! Here comes Marvin!" shouted Amanda as Marvin entered the lunchroom. "Don't let him touch you." He sat down at one of the tables. Travis and Clarence came toward him. "I have a question to ask you. I have to ask you my survey question," said Travis. "I've already asked everybody else." "What?" said Marvin. "What's your favorite food?" "Booger sandwiches!" shouted Clarence before Marvin could even answer. "Marvin says he likes to eat booger sandwiches." Everybody laughed. Mrs. Grant marched toward them. She was furious. Mrs. Grant was the lunchroom supervisor. "Good," thought Marvin. "Clarence will finally get in trouble." But Mrs. Grant wasn't angry at Clarence. "Marvin Redpost," she scolded, "stop that disgusting talk right now. You're going to ruin everybody's appetite." "But I didn't." "Just stop it," said Mrs. Grant. Marvin shook his head. He opened his paper bag and took out his sandwich. "He's gonna eat it," Clarence announced. "He's gonna eat a booger sandwich." Marvin put his sandwich down. He wasn't hungry anymore. "It's not a booger sandwich," he said. "It's turkey." "Then why don't you eat it?" asked Heather. Marvin sighed. He picked up his sandwich and bit into it. There, see, he said. "Ah!" screamed Heather. "He ate his booger sandwich." "It's not a booger sandwich," shouted Marvin. And Mrs. Grant grabbed him by the elbow and yanked him outside.